Hello and welcome to another episode of Mopar Tom's Garage. This is my 1969 Dodge Phoenix 318. The Dodge Phoenix is the Australian equivalent to the American Plymouth Fury, just with a few variants. I think the dashboard, they carried over the older dashboards in Australia a little bit longer than what they had in America, but not too familiar with the Phoenix. But the engine and the blocks, gearbox is the same as what'll fit in the two-door Valiant. So I can't remember if I uploaded or not my previous video, if I did or didn't, but yeah, when I pulled this engine apart, there was a lot of debris inside the engine, and so I cleaned that all out, degreased and high pressure washed the engine inside and out, and then gave it a quick dusting with some WD-40 to stop it from flash rusting and maybe even try and free up these rings. But that was that plan. Inside the engine, from underneath, there's some rust in there. So my plan is, got the block and tackle, gonna hang it from the roof just there, and then put it in this 44-gallon drum with some refinery molasses. I don't think it's any different to regular molasses. That's just where it comes from. I assume this is the same stuff that you get in the jars. The ingredients list down here says cane sugar syrup, nothing added, nothing removed. So yeah, so that cost me $40, $39.90 at a home brew company so you can make your own rum. They use this for rum. So yeah, so going to put 100 litres, I think, so roughly to about here, and 10 litres of that. So that should be 10 to 1, leaving me 4 litres to make rum out of. And yeah, leave it in there for a month or so. If anyone is watching this, leave some comments if you'd like me to do any kind of tests. What I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to test the molasses with a pH strip for a swimming pool and find out if it's acidic or if it's alkaline. And I'll do that with it straight from the container, so we'll know how strong it is. And then once it's diluted 10 to 1, which seems to be what YouTube says is the norm, so I'll do 10 to 1, and then I'll test that 10 to 1 liquid as well and see what the pH level is of that. I'll just be using swimming pool strips. I'm too poor to be sending shit away to be tested and come back with topographical ingredients lists and stuff like that. So this is just what I'm using. Because it doesn't say that there's anything added or removed, and it only says cane sugar syrup, my assumption is that this being for human consumption, I don't think this is any different to what you'd get from a pet store. Apparently horses love this stuff. So in the next little while, I'll might take the water pump off, but that's probably about as far as I'll go. My understanding is anything that's aluminium will be eaten, so or badly corroded. So I'll be putting a couple of bits of 2x4 in the bottom, just to keep it up off the ground a little bit, inside the drum, that is, the engine. And yeah, so I'll do it in here so it's out of sight, out of mind. I don't know what smelly means, but apparently cleaning your engine using molasses is smelly. I don't know if it's the smell of the molasses or if the smell of the molasses mixed with rust creates another pungent smell which is separate to the molasses odor. I don't know, I'm just assuming it's going to smell like sweet honey, or maple syrup kind of thing, kind of that sweet, sickly sweet smell. Yeah, so that's my plan. And yeah, so in my next video I'll put some information. So I'll leave the I don't know what you call it, the torque converter plate, I'll leave that on there. I'll take the lifters out because they'll fall out anyway. And yeah, I'll put it in there, and I'll try and put the heads in as well, whatever I can. Currently, our current train of thought is, what's wrong with this engine? Our current train of thought is sabotage. Hang on, gotta look in here somewhere. Where is it? Alright, you bastard. So this is all from inside the sump and the rocker cover. A similar amount right in there. Yeah, so you can see there's the usual rust, and then there's the unusual stuff. Where the bloody hell is it? Okay, well, our train of thought is that this was rebuilt at some point, and when they rebuilt it, the rubber ends for the spark plug leads, I actually found one inside one of the ports. So our train of thought is that it melted in the engine, causing this lifter to get stuck open. And bash the living daylights out of the piston. And oh, here it is. Yeah, so maybe this containing a high amount of carbon has created that build-up on the cylinder walls. So yeah, so I just found it in there like that. And no way this could come through the intake manifold and make its way all the way in there. So our theory is something like this might have been in there, and through heat and everything like that has crystallized inside the cylinder. And has created all this build up here. So that's why I haven't tried to turn the engine by hand. So yeah, hopefully the molasses will get rid of that build-up. If not, I'll take a blowtorch to it, nothing too hot, and heat it up and try and scrape it off. But yeah, thank you for your watching, and I'll see you on the next video when I lower this baby into here. Thank you.